So this mesh bagging you can buy from Joann's or Hancock Fabric, or even like a Walmart. Any type of mesh bagging can work pretty well. Buy a cubic yard and you'll have plenty for making chum bags. This is our salted bluegill. As you can see, it is filled with water. And while it's not rotten, I don't really like having a bunch of wet salt on my fish, so we're gonna make some different chum. Okay, so here's my current thinking. First of all, we're gonna anchor in chum, not just drift. The water's cooling down now, the fish are starting to congregate in a little bit tighter schools, and what I'm thinking is let's anchor and draw the fish in as opposed to drift around and troll around and try to find the fish. I'm gonna do that with 2 chum bags. Again, this is a chum mesh bag. You can buy this, go to Walmart, anywhere that sells fabric. You'll find various types of meshes in various sizes. This has a little bit more closed mesh than I prefer, but it's what I had and I didn't have to buy it. First chum is we're gonna have something anchored on the bottom. See, we have this guy. This is an old crankshaft from one of my old motors that I blew up. Probably gonna check the valve lash while we're at it. Where stinking people, man, in there. It crank, but again, there's hardly any compression. I think the rings are... And that's just gonna go straight to the bottom of the river. You see we got a loop there. Well, the loop there, we're gonna attach a chum bag here, right? We're probably gonna get a little clip or something. Probably put one of my little bait clips on there and just put that up there, and that'll be sitting about 5 feet off the bottom, just like that. This is just some old trot line twine, and this will go either to the bottom of one of my jugs, right? So that it'll be kind of off away from the boat and I can cast over to it. This is the chum that I got from Aquatic Nutrition that they sent me a few weeks ago, if you remember. Some of the Mojo catfish bait in here, and the actual predator chum, top predator chum that has little flakes of oatmeal and things like that in it. That's gonna be our bottom chum. You wanna get the chum down to the bottom of the river and let it start spreading out, especially in the current. And get a short little, maybe 2 foot, 3 foot, maybe 2 feet of rope, and just attach it to the front of the boat, and it's just right there on the surface of the water. So bottom of the water column up, top of the water column down, and then the last thing is I think that's the animal patrol. I don't know. We're gonna use this. You know, a lot of times I'll just dip the baits into this stuff. This is a really thick emulsified oil and all kinds of nasty stuff, and that'll get the middle of the water column. So in other words, we're gonna try a true chumming system where the bottom of the water column, the top of the water column, and the middle of the water column are absolutely chummed up with cloud chum, and that should bring in fish, and that should trigger bites. The weather still hasn't broken. It may not break till next week. Okay. Oh, come on. The thing that the salt does is keep the meat from spoiling, and that's what we want. So, and there's a lot of juices and oils and stuff still in this salt, so there's no reason to get rid of it. This is the same bedding I use for my mealworms. I don't know how much it is, but we're just gonna put it in there, help absorb these fluids. See how thick that is? That's my favorite stuff they make. If you only buy one product from them, buy that, because you can use it in just about anything you make. And again, this, I'm gonna put all of it in. I'm not gonna mess around. And that's gonna absorb moisture. We're not necessarily trying to make it stick together or anything. We'll get a handful of this and put it in that new bag, you remember, that we were talking about? That'll go in the new bag, and that'll be just sort of on the surface, you know. We got a little bit of this in there, and that's plenty. I mean, I don't really need a lot more than that. Again, that's just to absorb fluids. Save your bluegill head, save your You can throw away the guts if you want. I prefer to throw away the guts. Now you could probably make some balls like that. You see how it wants to clump together? I could probably add some cheese to that and that's some nice little dough balls here, but I don't want to waste too much of this stuff in here. And that's all I plan to do with that. So stay tuned. When finally the weather breaks, we might be able to get back out on the river. But other than that, I will see you guys later.